Your habits are either going to set you up for success, or it's going to give you more of the same you, different day, different year. Hey Boss Beauties, it is your girl Lakita, and if this is your first time stopping by this channel, welcome. On this channel, my goal is to help you create goals, crush them, and look damn good while doing it, while curating the life that you desire and that you deserve. So let's get into this video. Today I want to talk about what habits do you have that's on autopilot. Okay, so you have these amazing goals that you want to accomplish, and for some reason you feel like either you're not moving or your goals are not moving. Why is that? Why is it? I can only tell you from my personal experience, the only time that this happens is when you do not evaluate what you're doing on autopilot. I'm telling you, those autopilot habits is what's keeping you in the same environment that you have always been in. So it's imperative that you evaluate what you are doing just quite naturally. You're on autopilot, girl. Just think about it. Do you hit that snooze button when your alarm goes off in the morning instead of just jumping right out of bed? And trust me, I know the difficulty of this one because I too have been stuck sometimes hitting that snooze button. But I am telling you right now, that, my friend, is what's on autopilot. So boom, you've already identified one habit that you have on autopilot that you may not even really be thinking about when you hit that snooze button. I know for me, I sometimes would like play these little mind games with myself, and I would tell myself like, girl, you just gonna hit it for 5 minutes. I mean, you're gonna get right up. And you hit that snooze button and then you lay there for 5 minutes, which turns into 15 minutes. Then you tell yourself another mind trick, and then sometimes you're still laying there 30 minutes later, almost an hour later, like, girl, if you do not get your up and let's get this day going. That's the trick that I started playing with myself. Like, girl, get your up, like right now, to get myself out of hitting that snooze button on autopilot. But yeah, if when I said, do you hit that snooze button instead of getting right up, and something you said, girl, yo, that's me, girl, it's time to evaluate. I mean, honestly, you just have to be honest with yourself. And a lot of times that's something we have difficulties with, okay? We have difficulties with being honest with ourselves. And going back to hitting that snooze on your alarm, you have to always ask yourself, is this serving me to get to the end result of my goals, my dreams, the life that I want? You have to always evaluate and ask yourself those pertinent questions. And that's really a great pertinent question to ask yourself whenever you feel like you're not moving or you're not progressing, or that you feel like stuck. You need to ask, is what I'm doing right now helping me progress? Is it furthering, my movement and my progress to get to where I need to be, to the end result? And if that answer is no, then boom, you have it laid out right there in front of you. You just answered your own question. You know that saying when they say you have all the answers that you need? You truly do. You have all of the answers that you need within you. You just have to ask yourself those mind-blowing questions that will pull those answers out of yourself. And stop giving yourself freaking excuses to make excuses. Like, just ask yourself the question, like, hey, girl, is this helping you? And if the answer is no, evaluate the habit that you're doing at the time, the activity that's happening at the time, and figure out how to change it to be a habit that will actually benefit you in the long run. Even if your goal is to wake up an hour earlier, 30 minutes earlier than you currently do today, that would give you more time in the day to accomplish, you know, an extra 1 or 2, maybe even 3 tasks that you normally wouldn't get done because you decided to hit the snooze button, honey. So go ahead and get up. But again, if that is, you know, that's just a minor goal sometimes that I think that people that they want to really get to is to rise a bit earlier. Or some people may want to go to bed a bit earlier so they can rise a bit earlier. And that's something else that, you know, you can evaluate within, you know, your habits. So as I mentioned, I want this to be very short, very quick, very to the point. And this video is about you evaluating what you're doing on autopilot and asking yourself, basically, is what you're doing today helping you move forward and getting you closer to the end result of your goals and in your dreams? If not, here's a few tips that I developed, and these are my tips basically that I do. Some of them may work for you, some of them may not. You know, take what you want to work for you or what you feel will work for you in your life. And girl, forget about the tips that you think that no, this is the way that my life is set up, it's not gonna work. But I just found these to be very helpful for myself and to get me from unstuck and moving forward and progressing to the end result of my goals. So the first things first, you have to start getting your journal out and documenting your habits from the time that you get up to the time that you go to bed, because you cannot measure what you do not see or that you don't think that you're doing. So the first thing is to evaluate and to identify your habits currently, and then once you have them in your journal on pen and paper, then you can look at them at a glance and decide, okay, this habit, yeah, I need to do something with this habit. I need to change this, whether or not I need to go to bed early, whether or not I need to rise early. I need to change my eating habits. Maybe my energy is low. What is it that I'm doing that I feel like my energy is low? Am I laying around too much? Am I not moving my body enough? Like, you have to start from the bottom, from where you are right now. And for me, journaling is and has always been my go-to method for everything in my life, to identify what's going on. And if you don't have a journal, I do have the Confidence on Stilettos journal on the website. You can click the link in the description to get yours, but get a journal either way to start. Yes, get a journal either way. And tip number 2 is ask yourself, is this hurting me or hurting me? We are all products of our environments and our habits. So you have to, again, consistently ask yourself questions. Sometimes, of course, you asking yourself these questions. So girl, I don't know about you. Sometimes I ask myself questions out loud when I'm home by myself here. But otherwise, if I'm out and I'm doing something and something in me to ask myself that question, because maybe something in me is letting me know that maybe what I'm doing is not helping me. That's when I ask myself that question, like, is this helping me or hurting me? Because I know that we are all a product of our environment and our habits. Meaning, you have to take a look at the inventory around you. Inventory within your house. Is your house a mess? Is it reflecting the best version of you? You got to think about your friend, your inner circle, your friends. Am I connected to people who drain my energy, who uplift me, or do I keep going back into environments that, metaphorically make me sick? Like, do I always feel bad when I finish talking to this person or hanging around this person? If any of those answers is yes, then you need to work on trying to establish some new habits. Do away with the habits that you currently have, establish some new habits, establish a new circle, establish a new environment. For me, I thrive in a calm environment. I thrive in an organized environment. I thrive not in clutter. So a lot of times I just have to like look at my surroundings, and whenever things does not reflect what I feel is the best version of myself, I start to make the adjustments. I start to change the environment on the outside. But first, I always start with my environment on the inside, because, I mean, that's where it all starts from. It all starts internally. So if you yourself feel like you've been very moody, you need to start again journaling to identify why you're moody, what's making you angry, what's making you anxious, what's making you just moody. What's the problem, sis? Like, what's going on? Like, is it the man? Is it your house? Is it you feel stuck? Is it your parents? Is it your kids? What is it? Girl, is it you need to just go read a book? Like, what is it? You gotta learn to start asking yourself the questions. But that's, one of the things that I do is I know that I'm a product of my environment and my habits. So I definitely journal, and then I just take stock of my environment and then my current habits and see what I need to adjust, what I need to do away with, what's working, what's not working, period. And my third tip for you is to be intentional about the habits that you're setting. So for an example, for myself, I know for me, when I was not getting a lot done, one of the habits that I identified that I kept doing was checking my phone. Checking my phone, every notification that went off, I just had, girl, I had to see what was going on. And I know that's not healthy. I know that's not helping me. So again, I asked myself the question, is this helping you or hurting you? It was hurting me. So I know that I still, because I am a mother of minor children, I know I still need to be available to them, especially if their schools are calling me, this, that, and the other. So I still need to, be available as far as being, available on my phone. But I also needed to find a way where I'm not as attached to my phone. So, what I would do is, because a lot of times I would put myself on do not disturb, that way I get a lot done. But I know during the school hours, the schools may be calling. So what I normally would do is, whatever room I'm working in, I'm going to put my phone in another room. But I do put myself on two power hours at a time. And what I mean by power hours is, for 2 hours, I'm dedicated just working, just focus time working. So, and I know in 2 hours, I'll go and check my phone. So if the school has called, if whatever has happened, I know they'll be able to get in touch with me. Kids nowadays, they have cell phones, and my kids know that if, their school is trying to contact me and they can't, and the school hasn't gotten in contact with me, they know how to shoot me an email. And they know that 9 times out of 10, I'm going to see the email before I see the text message or phone call, because I'm right in front of my computer working. So, I mean, that's just something that, that works for me. Whenever I know I need to focus, I do 2 hours at a time, and I call them 2 power hours. And for me, I have to put my phone in a whole nother room, because I know, girl, if my phone is right here, I'm gonna check it. I'm not that disciplined yet, y'all. Again, I'm still working on some of the things that I need to do to get me to my end result too. That's why I say these are my experiences, and I'm hoping they help you. But I'm still working on that. I'm getting better though. I'm getting better with my phone being away from me. I'm finding that when I do bring it back into the room with me, I'm not checking it as much. So I know that it is working. So yeah. And lastly, just choose the better version of yourself. Whenever you are wanting to curate your life that you desire and that you deserve, that is going to require a different you right now. So you have always got to choose the better version of yourself. That means if you're triggered, that habit, you always being triggered and and being reactive. I'm not going to say trigger because we all get triggered, but being reactive to the triggers is not going to get you to your end results. And I had to learn that. I had to learn, like, Lakita, that's out of your control, babes. Like, the better version of myself is a lot of the stuff that used to bother me just don't bother me anymore, because I'm so hyper focused on my better version of myself, and that is going to curate a better life for not only myself but for my kids and my family. So that's my main goal nowadays, is that I want to create and be impactful, positively impactful for the world, and then be positively impactful in my family unit as well. So yeah, I would just say number 4 would be to just always choose the better version of yourself. But I do hope these tips do help you to be able to look at what habits you have on autopilot. Ask yourself those pertinent questions, whether it's hurting you or helping you, and be able to journal and to identify what habits you currently have, what you need to do away with, and then what new habits do you need to develop to become the better version of yourself. And that is going to also, you'll start seeing your environment change as well. So if you like this video, please do like it and hit that subscribe button to be notified for any future videos coming up. So yeah, thank you for stopping by and thanks for watching. Have a good day.